Good afternoon. I'm here at SMG at Google with Mark Howe, the Managing Director of Agency Operations at Google. Mark, welcome to your own event.
Thank you very much. It's been a great day.
And firstly, thank you from everyone at SMG, both at the agency and also the client side, for your hospitality and your leadership of today's event.
Great pleasure.
It's just been brilliant and very inspiring, as I think you probably found, because you've just been speaking to a load of clients.
Great turnout from the clients, by the way.
So it's great. I think it's an important illustration of how both our partners, like Google, the agencies, and also clients need to work together. And I think the theme from today around the connected consumer really highlights the need for further collaboration. Is that something you support, and what are Google doing to make that more of a reality?
Well, I think, as I talked about, connectivity is a creation for experiences, for building greater data output, and for moments where the consumer really is engaging with brands. So at that point, I really see that there's the tripartite working practice of client, agency, and media owner like ourselves that need to work together. If we don't work together, we're missing something. We need to get systems that speak to each other. We need to be able to have the right people in each team that understand the data and understand the consumer experience. So I could argue that Google's got a lot of the guys that understand the data, and you've got the great planners who understand human experience and the consumer. Putting those together, we can offer your clients an even better output.
Okay, so that's interesting, because at SMG, in partnership with Google, we have members of your team working flexibly in our offices, which seems like a good start. And also, we've been inspired by your leadership of the Squared program, which is trying to, I guess, upgrade the naturally digital and data-led knowledge within the industry. Do you think there's still more that the industry can do?
Yeah, I think we're delighted with SMG's support of our Squared program. Squared was a vision of mine 4 or 5 years ago, and it took 3 years to get it off the ground, and now it's a brand. And it's a brand that yourself and Stuart were right at the forefront of putting your hands up and saying, this is great for the industry. And if we can start to train the youngest within your organisation to be advocates of digital, advocates of change, and have the confidence to push you guys and your clients to think differently, then that programme is paying back in droves. And for me, just extending that now, we're going to have a client squared, we're having a C squared for the C-level guys like you, to try and get you up to speed.
I'm looking forward to it, another test
to take. And I think if we can continue to it's about advocacy, really.
Okay.
There is learning, but it's important that you guys are employing people at the grassroots of your organisation that just live and breathe new media. New media sounds old to say that, but live and breathe telling stories from the data that we're getting from human beings, and your consumers, and being able to tell stories that you guys can then take back to clients and say, look, this is your audience, this is what they're truly doing, and we've got to construct a relationship with them in a very different way to what we've bought media in the past. And I think that's really exciting, and I think we're just starting to do it.
We're at the start of that journey, and just mentioning narrative in the second session we had today, the YouTube session and the YouTube story has caused quite a buzz amongst the clients and the agency guys. I think it was genuinely inspiring, very funny, but also it was one of those sessions that made you think. Do you see do you see any tension around TV, video, and content, or do you see it as one big opportunity? You made quite an interesting statement around the need for attribution modelling across screens has to be the immediate priority for the industry. Well, I actually
think that's the holy grail. I think television, having spent, as you know, many of my working years in TV before Google, I think TV is not going away, but actually the adaptation of great content that works on television but can also work online video, where the experience is different, how people view it, it's different. And building for your brand's video strategy is slightly different to a video buying strategy.
Yes.
It's ultimately being able to own the audience that ultimately wants to be part of that brand, be associated with that brand. And I think to do that, what we talk about is capturing all the audiences on all devices all the time. So you've got to be across all screens. And you've got to have content that works across all screens. And if you've got content across all screens, you've ultimately got to build some form of attribution model, like we've done in search and display, to track what part of that journey is having the greatest effect on the final decision. We don't have that yet. It's something that clearly we want to create, but if we can create that in conjunction with our agency partners or our individual clients and test and learn, that should be a partnership.
Very good.
We should work out.
It's a clear and compelling vision. So maybe just the last question. In the last session, we saw some amazing innovation from one of your senior product guys. Is that it? Is kind of Google shut for the next couple of months just because you've done too much, you've changed so much stuff, you've organised data in a brilliant way, or should we be more or less excited about what's coming around the corner?
Larry and Sergey and actually Susan Wojcicki, in charge of our ads products back in Mountain View, California, would say that search is just at the beginning. That actually search now, when you know more about the individual, with their opted-in choices and with their permission, you can start to deliver messages that's absolutely appropriate at the right moment in time. And what you saw today was the knowledge graph. What you saw is things like Google Now. They're just what we can show you now. Okay. There's loads of stuff coming around the corner, which is really exciting.
Any clues on what's coming next?
No clues whatsoever. But I'll have to say that search is still not finished. Search is work in progress. It's only going to get more valuable to us all. And from a YouTube point of view, what we're doing with our new channels is something that enables brands to really have a really deep relationship with their customers. And we should be doing more of that. And we've already talked to a couple of your clients just this afternoon. But I'm really excited about what's happening in video. I'm really excited about what's happening in search. But what also excites me, and it's the geek in me, is the technology behind that seamlessly can aggregate data and start to tell stories that enable you to remarket and to really position media buying as a whole new skill that as it was back in the day when I was flogging it.
Very good. Mark, your vision is very clear, it's inspiring, and we're just pleased to be allowed to be your partners on this journey, and we'll make sure that we, alongside our clients, put as much into action as we can. So thanks again for your hospitality.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
And thanks, Steve, and I'd just like to say that it's been a brilliant turnout, a phenomenal reaction from your clients and from the staff from SMG Group, and more of the same, please.
We're chuffed. Thanks so much.